Hi everybody, Jackson here. Welcome back to the Daily Endeavours for the 4th of March. We've got a 30 steel set, 2k gold. As always, there will be timestamps in the description if you want to fast forward to any of these endeavours in particular. So we've got a maintenance tomorrow at around this time for all servers at the same time. So 4 AM, that'll be about, like 2 hours before reset. So the next endeavours will be a bit... EU should be able to get them done if you log in just after the reset, but 7 hours is quite a lot of time, so yeah, some people will be a bit affected by that, I would say. So just keep that in mind. So we've got picking locks, Bestial Daedra, 2 law books, damage to siege weapons, and then 2 stages in the Infinite Archive with the guildmate. So once again, we got a pretty easy set. Once again, like yesterday, we've got one of these shitty ones that rely on having a guildmate. I don't think you should even bother with this one because there's just so much, like these options here are just really fucking easy. Same with this one, you can do this one on your own. The only thing is it requires you to buy a siege weapon, so that's not as good as these ones, I think. And you only need to do 3, right? So just fucking do these 3, I think. Just super easy. So firstly, I'll talk about locks. So you can do law books when you do either of these 2 here. I'll show you a way to do them quickly. So firstly, I'll just go through picking locks. I would advise you come to Skywatch here in the middle of Oridon. If you don't have this yet, it's just a little bit of a trek coming up north from the wayshrine that you start with in Vocal Guard. You could also, however, go to Home Tours, browse homes. What is it called? To M. Martisen Manor. So if you travel to this house, it will bring you here, which is a lot closer to Skywatch than this is. So that'll just mean you just travel up here a little bit and you'll get to this wayshrine. As soon as you got this wayshrine, easy to do it from there. So what you want to do is you want to come into the actual into the town itself. There are 3 houses here. You got one here, one here, and one here. They all have locked doors. They will always be locked no matter what's going on outside. And the best thing about them is if somebody else unlocks the door, it doesn't affect you. So no matter what's going on the outside, as opposed to like public dungeons where all the chests you're fighting with other players for it, whereas these, they're always simple locks, they're always locked, and no matter what other people do, they just can't affect it. So the only issue is these guards here. Sometimes they'll walk up to the door, and they will spot you when they do that. So you just have to make sure, when you go into it, if you see the little hidden icon, like below the lockpicking UI, if you see that open up, just be careful. Now, what you want to do is come into one of these, only one, because you don't want to be in here for too long because it's considered trespassing. But what you want to do is, there is a bookshelf here. Just read this bookshelf twice. That's your law books one done. So while you're doing this one, you can also get the law books one done. It's quite funny. Now you can read, like, you can just go through and read, like, the law books in the actual zone. These ones here. But it's a lot longer than just reading 2 law books like that. It's like way fucking easier. So just do that instead, I think. You can also go into, if you want to do this, if you've forgotten about this, no big deal. I'll show you something else you can do to get that done super quick anyway. There'll be two more like basically options for you in case you forget it, that are both. One is like on the way while doing one of the other endeavors, and then the other one's just like super quick to get to anyway. So yeah, law books, don't worry about that. There's fucking so many avenues for that. That's like super simple. So yeah, as you see, we're just going through these, picking these locks of these doors. Just make sure you don't force the lock at the bottom there, whatever that key is, because that will not count as picking the lock. Technically, forcing locks doesn't count, unfortunately. But yeah, just the locks themselves are pretty simple. Literally, they just take simple locks. I find take longer than everything else, but they're really easy to do. So it shouldn't really have any dramas. Just a couple of lockpicks is all you need. There is a merchant that I will point out. We got this lady here. She's a merchant. Just talk to her. She sells lockpicks for 9 gold each. So if you need a lockpick to do this with, you can just use that as well. So everything's there for you. Easy to get to. Damn it. Now we get into Bestial Daedra. So there's 3 places I would suggest for this. One is Shadowfen. You've got Sanguine's Demone. This place is full of scamps, ograms, all sorts of other Bestial Daedra clan fear as well. There's lots of them in that dungeon. Getting to Stormhold is pretty easy. Go to Stonefalls here. Down in Swatch, you have this way shrine by default. Go to the boats over here. There's a boatswain, a dark elf dude called Valvis Ruram. Look for him about here. Get him to take you to Deshan. Once you're in Deshan, get him to take you to Shadowfen. You'll rock up here, and you just a little bit of a trek this way. You've also got Toronan up here, on the northern end of Oridon. Again, it's just a little bit of a trek up this way. I don't know of any houses you can use around here to get there. Probably Matisse and Manor is still your closest one, but yeah, it's not that big of a deal to trek up here. But the best thing, because this has Scamps and Clanfear as well, and I don't know for sure if it's got any bookshelves. It's not a big deal if they don't, but I'll just check real quick. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't bother with this one, but there are... it's only 5 Bestial Daedra, and there's tons of Scamps through here that you can get, and there's a couple of Clanfears too. So that is one area you can go to. There's a couple of other places in Zone. You've got Brothers of Strife, which is also a fairly easy one to reach. Use the Ebony Flask again through home tours. If you just go to Brown's Homes, look for that house instead. And that one will get you quite close to Brothers of Strife, so you just run down here, and it's right here. There are Scamps in this area as well, tons of them. There's a bunch of other places, but I think your best bet is if you have access to Banished Cells 1, I think this one is easily the best option. And I'll show you why. So we'll just head in there. If you haven't been here before on any character, you will have to travel here. What I would suggest is either get someone to just take you in here, or just travel here yourself, and once you've traveled here once, you'll just be able to travel here from any way, Sean, so it's easy. So as soon as you get in, 3 Banekin, straight away. Kill these ones here, that's 3. Look at that, 3 Daedra. There's a lawbook here you could read. That would count as reading a lawbook. But that would disappear. So what you want to do instead is come into this room, kill these 5 skeletons. They are not that tough. Unlike a typical damage build, you'll kill them quite quickly. But this bookshelf here, you can read this one twice. That will also get the bookshelf, the Lawbook of Endeavour. You've also got the Manifesto of Kindled Brillis. So that stuff there, you can just read that, and that's your Lawbook of Endeavour done as well. Now, what you want to do is, you will probably have to kill these guys if you're in a Nightblade or a Stage 4 Vampire, but I would suggest being a Stage 4 Vampire while you're in here. Come through here. You can also read the second manifesto there, but you don't have to. Now, in this room here, there are Scamps. So these also count as Bestial Daedra. So I would say just kill these ones here, and that will be your 5 Bestial Daedra done, as you can see. Another one here, and that's it. So that's all our endeavors done. I will just go through the Siege one in a minute, but I just want to show you the other place to get your lawbooks if you accidentally forget while you're coming through here. Mara's Kiss Public House if you've got it, or someone else's, again through the home tours. Really helpful addition to the game, this bloody home tours thing. There is a bookshelf here, you can just read this one twice. So yeah, 3 ways there, really easy, and you know the way shrine's right here if you forget about it. So yeah, really good. Alright, so let me talk about the 4th option. So we've got Damage of Siege Weapons. This one's also relatively easy. The only thing that will be a pain in the ass is getting buying siege weapons. You've got 2 options here. You can either... So I only suggest the 5 obelisk. That's all you need. As you can see, 750 gold each, but you can buy these on guild stores for relatively cheap. As you can see, sale average of 50 gold. I've seen these for like 10 or 15 or even 5 gold at times. So if you're looking around, you can find some of these for pretty damn cheap, and it's good. Just keep in mind, the alliance matters. So if you're Ebonheart Pact, you need to find a Pact one. For Covenant, you need to find a Covenant one. If you're not sure, you can just buy it here for 750 gold. I would still recommend the other options, but this one's also not too bad. So once you've got some siege weapons, put them on your quick slot bar. And what we're looking for, firstly, pick a campaign where your faction is doing okay. At least have these 3 keeps, because you don't have to, but it just means these gates will be closed, so enemy players can actually come into these areas here. And the reason we want that is there is a area that you can go to that is easy to use the siege weapons in. Because the thing is, in the tooltip it says use it on players, guards, or keeps, but that's bullshit. Don't listen to that shit. You can attack anything that can be damaged, and it will count for this endeavor. So what you want to do is, there is this area here, the Volendrong spawn location. These won't show up for you. These are, I think this is an add-on. But you got the Volendrong spawn location there. I don't know. Let me know if they spawn for you as well, or these show up. I don't know if this is an add-on or not. I think it is though. So Volendrong spawn location there. So no matter what faction you are, just look for these inside the actual gates. You've got Team here, you've got Gartok, all these ones here. They're all the same. As long as they're closed, you're fine. So you've got these spawn locations. That's what you're looking for. So you want to bring your siege weapons to these locations. You don't have to do this. You can just go out, especially if there's a keep that your faction owns that has a hostile farm or like hostile resource. For example, if Fairgill Mine here was owned by Daggerfall, you could just head out and head to this farm and shoot your siege weapon at the guards on them, because that will get it done very quickly once you get there. The trick, though, is the thing that will make most of the time here for this endeavor. Once you get there, you only really need like a couple of 10 seconds, because that's how quick you can deal that much damage with siege weapons. Now the only thing is, sometimes if you're really unlucky, these guys will be dead, but in most cases they should still be alive. So as you can see, we've got these Gonstaints here. So what you want to do is set up your siege in an area that is that can aim inside there, but isn't too close. So you want to hit like a perfect line between like close enough to hit them, but far enough away where what will happen is basically the enemies will reset. So this area here in Ordinary Dominion is actually really good. You just have to. It's just a bit of messing around to find it. As you can see there. There we go. So yeah, whatever you can use, like anywhere around here that is just in range, use that. The only reason I use this is because the Golden Saints can actually hit me from up here, so they reset quicker. So what you want to do is just shoot them. Hit them with the siege. The more you hit, the better. As you can see, we're pretty much done. So the Firebolt Ballista, it hits them, and then it deals tons of flame damage over time. Now the reason you want to be as far enough away as you can be is these guys will come after you, and they'll try and attack you, but what will happen is, after a while, once they either can't hit you now, or run too far away, they'll reset, and what will happen is the health bars will reset. So that will mean, even if you don't get it done in a single hit, they'll run back, their health will be full now, and you can just hit them again, and then end up getting the endeavor done. So yeah, another really easy one to do that way, because yeah, that trek, you know, on a decent horse took a couple of minutes to get here, and then just shooting is like 10 or 20 seconds. So yeah, super quick to do as well. Just buying the siege weapon and getting here is the only annoying bit. And just make sure you're in a campaign where these gates are closed. Like I said, you don't have to, but it's just good practice. Alright, so I'll just talk very briefly about the guildmate one. I don't think this is good at all. Wait, what the fuck? Really angry about their scroll. Alright, so Infinite Archive. Go to Apocrypha here in the world map. You can find it here. Obviously, don't be in PvP when you try and do this. Just leave first. But you can travel here from any way shrine, regardless of what DLC you own. This is a base game thing. Now, the one thing that I think still qualifies this as an okay endeavor is the fact that you can go create and join in guilds. Go this button here, create a guild. Just call it. This is the only thing. If you call it something that's already named, it won't let you. So we'll just call it. That's as big a name as we can go. Okay, there we go. So you can create your own guild, and then you go roster up here. You go add member, and you can just add anyone. So I'll just go my other character, and so you can just add them to the guild. They can accept, and then you group up with them. You go to Infinite Archive with that player, and you just complete it, and then you can just go to here and just leave the guild here. You just accept that, and it will just delete the guild, and that's it. So for the sake of this, you don't need to be in one of those big guilds. If you got like a friend, or if you just find like a random just ask them if that's what they want to do. You can do that and do it that way. But personally, I think because there's other options here that don't require doing any of that shit, just do them first. I would say this is just a waste of time, I think. But I'll let you make that decision. If you've got any questions or have any dramas about any of this stuff here, just let me know. As always, I'm here to help you guys. Yeah. For now, though, that's Daily's done. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you all next time, and take care.